Hello, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of Squared Triangle. We're going to be talking about Backlash St. Louis, Backlash 2025, however you want to refer to it. Up top, thoughts on the pay-per-view from you guys?
I liked like two of these matches, and I'll get into my reasons why I didn't really like the other ones, but I'll get into that. But like, this wasn't a bad card. There was decisions that were made that I can't fully enjoy this card.
I just thought that this was pretty much a really, really average pay-per-view. Coming off of WrestleMania, and I don't know, man. Like, I thought the matches weren't bad per se, but there was just a lot of the same thing going on in all five of these matches. And it got to a point where it was really ridiculous.
The first two matches really made this pay-per-view good, and then like the last three just felt like nothing matches basically. And even the main event just didn't really hit like it should have.
I don't know, man. I thought that was kind of fun with all the overbooking and shit, but it
was fun, but it didn't like do anything for me.
It didn't really go anywhere, so to speak, because we all knew how this this was kind of a textbook B-level pay-per-view for them.
Well, we also knew that Randy Orton wasn't going to win.
Randy wasn't going to win, and it's how we got there. And there's a lot of stuff in that main event that I did like, but I'm just kind of like, it's just a very weak match between these two. It just in a post Vince era match, this felt like a Vince match.
It felt like a Vince era pay-per-view somewhat.
Kind of.
Minus the first two matches.
But let's get to the first two matches, because these are great. This Fatal 4-Way, I think, stole the show until the Becky match.
Yes, which is the one right after. So, yeah.
Yeah, these two were just very good matches. So we start off with the Men's United States Championship. It is LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and Jacob Fatu. Two different feuds being thrown into this match together. Really good match. I was figuring that Jacob Fatu would retain. I was not expecting Jeff Cobb to arrive, and instantly
someone needs to tell Triple H that Jeff Cobb's Hawaiian and not Samoan.
And instantly the tension of their indie rivalry already bubbling. Yes. And I'm like, okay, this is pretty good, because even Jacob looks confused as hell to what just happened.
Yeah, that's the thing that caught my attention. The way Jacob Fatu looked at Solo when Jeff Cobb came over that rail. He's just kind of like, wait, what are we doing here, bro? What are you doing?
Yeah, because these two went to war with each other on the indie scene like all the time. Like,
go watch those matches. They're fun, by the way.
Yeah, it's just two big guys just beating the shit out of each other. This felt like a very standard WWE Fatal 4-Way match. Everybody got their moments to shine. You had the big like finishing move segment. The match does have the first of the things that kind of took me out of a lot of these matches. Aside, I'm not going to count the Pat McAfee Gunther match as like a match. It is what it is.
It's an exhibition.
75 out of the four matches.
A prolonged beating.
Yeah, out of the four matches, 3 of them ended with some kind of interference. And I'm just like, can WWE just not book somebody to lose and not lose their strength? Like, can people just not get clean losses in this fucking company? Like,
I think that's kind of what bothered me about this pay-per-view the most. Is
those
that
3 out of 4 matches.
Those matches all had some type of screwy finish, whether it was somebody running an interference or it was some kind of cheat thing or whatnot. Like, there was too much dusty finish going on with all these matches,
and that's what kind of
threw me out of it after the third one.
Yeah, so I was just kind of like, you can have Jacob just pin somebody. Like, he doesn't have to get help from Solo and them. Like, it's just, hey, you have 2 other guys who could have beat up another guy, and then Jacob steals, the option. You don't have to have an interference in this match. But I just don't think they trust.
I would have liked it better if Jeff Cobb comes in, has an argument with Jacob, and Jacob still goes on to win anyway.
Yeah, like, it shows like they try to interfere, they don't really get, involved or anything. And then it's just like, hey, look, a distraction. Maybe somebody else gets involved trying to attack Solo. It's like, all of these matches had some kind of screwy finish. Like there was no interference in the Becky one, but even that one had kind of like a screwy series of stuff going on in it. And I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
You guys just not book like clean finishes for some of these matches? It would help people. Like,
Yeah.
But this was fun. This was a very fun Fatal 4-Way match. Priest and McIntyre get taken out of this match at a point on the outside going through a table. Very rough landing, it looked like, for McIntyre. I thought his head had hit the floor. Apparently, Damian Priest had a tooth knocked loose on that spot also.
Drew did like some corner suplex thing where he was hanging upside down the tree of woe, and then he like did the sit-up suplex that was I think it was to LA Knight, and he landed on somebody else.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
cool.
that's what I know. He did they knocked somebody to the ground, and then he tried to throw Jacob Fatu, and Jacob Fatu turned it into a moonsault and hit LA Knight. And then it was just like all this. This was a very fun match. I really liked this one. The finisher spot was really good too, especially with Damian Priest falling onto LA Knight. I was like, oh shit, that's the finish.
Oh yeah.
Like I was like, oh shit, that's how they're going to finish this. And then it's like, no. And I'm like, oh man, that actually got me. I was like, that would have been a good way to finish this match. But I really like this. And like I said, we have Solo Sikoa making a return. Has he been on TV recently, or is this like his
he's been on TV the last couple of weeks or so?
Okay,
they've been kind of teasing this little tension between him and Fatu.
Yeah,
and, he shows up with Jeff Cobb, who we should establish. Jacob Fatu and him have a big indie Racine rivalry.
It's also Hawaiian and not Samoan.
Yeah, I was like, I see where they're going with this. Well played, Triple H.
I fuck with it.
But yeah. Jacob Fatu retains. We have Jeff Cobb in the mix now. Probably going through, LA Knight, maybe Drew McIntyre, who's probably getting tired that there's always one more of them. It's like
I would love it. I would love it if if Jeff Cobb just killed LA Knight, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, and everybody else, and then it was like, I can do that better than you. Give me a title shot.
Yeah, I think they see the value of Jacob Fatu as a solo act. And I mean, he has it. He has everything. Like he
has a crowd also too, because they were chanting. I mean, they were pretty much on his side for most of this match.
Yeah. I think what I liked most about the match is that everybody felt like they had a chance to win. Like going into this match, I wasn't like, he's going to take the pinfall. Like we can normally guess with these kind of multi-man matches, like why are they here? Oh, they're here to eat the pin. It's like, we can kind of see that in a lot of matches these days. Everybody felt like they had a chance to win this. But I was like,
and it's also one of those matches. It's also one of those matches where, it's like you could have had, anybody could have won this match and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But obviously you want to build Jacob Fatu up to be the big, destructive bulldozing monster that he needs to be. But if anybody else had won this match, I wouldn't have had a complaint about it at all, honestly.
Like I said, it would have been a great finish if Drew McIntyre cost himself it by knocking Damian Priest into a pinfall,
Right.
But so I'm curious to see where all this goes. There's definitely going to be building up to Jeff Cobb and Jacob Fatu. They have a lot of history to build. There's already tension there, and then you can get Solo into this mix. So a nice little change of pace here. Yeah.
It's a layup, man. It's a layup for this feud.
Layup, and I feel like they're still going to fucking stumble though. Like, I feel like. So, yeah, pretty good match to start off of. I don't think this is going to be a very long episode either. We only have 5 matches to talk about, and 4 of them are real wrestling matches. So it's like we're kind of very short card for this B pay-per-view.
There's not a whole lot of vamping. There's only so much vamping.
There's only so much we can talk about, yeah. This match, though, I think stole the show for the night. I really like the men's match, but I think this one, they were able to do a lot more in the quick booking that they had going into this. Because, we had Lyra and Becky win the titles and then lose the titles, and then that's the turn. So now this is the mentor versus student match of Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. And yeah, I think they were just like, Becky, go out there, showcase Lyra. And that's what this match did. Like, Lyra is a star of the women's.
She fucking did.
Yeah, she showcased the hell out of it, and it puts all those, Becky Hogan rumors to rest. Like, Becky's going to go out there and she's going to make new stars. She's not going to get her ego going. Like, she put Lyra over, and she put Lyra over hard. Like,
but the thing is, Becky, she is so good at making stars while making herself look good also. And that's pretty much was displayed in this match. Lyra Valkyria, I'm pretty sure, some people have their reservations about her. She's just good in the ring, though. She's just so damn good. Maybe her promos are a little but she's getting better at those also, and for me, I think this was the big test of, if you could put Lyra Valkyria in that kind of spot. She passed it with flying colors to me.
She is a technical wizard.
And
yes, she is.
That is really like the difference in this match. You had Becky kind of being like the striker in this match. You had Lyra being the technical wrestler. There was a lot of very close 3 counts in this match. I was like really getting invested in it. It's like the manhandle slam hits, she kicks out, it hits like another one minutes later, and I'm like, fuck, it's like kick out. It's like, god damn, dude.
And Becky was doing some really good character stuff in that. And Becky was doing some good character stuff in that match where she went over to Lyra's fiance and just started mocking him. It's like, oh, this is your girl, huh? This is your girl. I was like, that was some good character stuff from Becky. I'm glad she's not doing the goofy heel shit she did in the previous year one. That's all I'm happy about.
Yeah, and
this Becky Lynch seems to be a lot more serious.
Yeah, as a heel. This was good in the sense like they got to go back and forth a lot. Like Becky was in control at the start, and then Lyra would get the upper hand, and then it was a very refreshing just back and forth of like, oh, this isn't like a one-sided thing where they just steal a win. Suddenly it's like it actually goes to the point where there is a win kind of stolen, but it goes right into Becky getting her heat back and just jumping Lyra like after the pinfall finishes. The shenanigans happen when Becky goes for a chair, just having enough of Lyra's, tenacity here. She's just not going down. So Becky's starting to like lose it a little bit. The ref takes a chair. She pulls off the turnbuckle. And then it's a little bit more back and forth, and that turnbuckle is just there. It's waiting. Lyra hits Nightwing while the ref is trying to get the turnbuckle back on, which delays the count. And I was like, fuck, that's so good.
That's like, good stuff.
It's so good, but I'm like, man. And then, yeah, it's just, there's a moment that it looks like she gets eye gouged, but I think they might have hit her nose too, because Lyra looked like her nose was she was holding her nose coming out of this match too. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it had hit her like orbital or something. But she looked like, but once she got hit right there, like Lyra was a little bit like out of it from the looks of it. It might have been a legitimate like hit to the face by accident. They roll up, get the pin. Lyra retains the title. Becky instantly jumps into attacking her again before storming out, and Lyra's helped out by the refs and everything. Yeah, it's just a really good fucking match, dude.
I think my favorite part about this is that Becky beat her up after the match, but they kicked her out, and the camera stayed on Lyra to watch her get up. Mm-hmm. Kind of in the gimmick that she has of like the phoenix coming from the ashes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I do want to say about her presentation. It's just the wings. The wings are kind of stupid. Mm-hmm. Like
I don't mind them. I think they're fun.
I don't mind them either. They're her character, so I mean it makes sense.
Imagine her
looks good on TV.
Imagine her getting jumped coming down the ring, and she has to fight to get the wings off of her arms to start fighting back.
Well, they better not jump her in the jumper gate. That's also something to be said, that someone can just jump her while that's happening. That's just smart heel work.
Yeah. This was a really good match. Lyra did show like she's very tough too, taking multiple manhandle slams. Just Becky, as just like this figure in the women's division is just a huge win for her. And the feud continues, so we'll see where it goes from here.
Yep.
No more of the Becky Hogan stuff, okay? She's doing her part.
At least not right now.
Yeah.
Save it for Charlotte.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? We have Lyra as the IC champion. I think what Zelina Vega is now the U.S.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Who is after Becky? Who do you think is in a place for Lyra's title? I know they've brought Bailey. I think they've introduced Roxanne and Julia as being a main roster people now with the tag team match that they advertised. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if they're going to like run back some NXT things down the line.
So my theory on that is that there gonna be a lot of women from NXT being called up soon, because you do have 4 main titles for the women now on the main roster, and they're gonna need to pack that division out eventually. So
yeah,
I see a lot of people, a lot of women's division being called up. Not too many though,
Well, they also just got rid of a handful of them too.
Yeah, they got between the time we recorded episode 41 for WrestleMania 41, which was unintentional, by the way. The only reason we got there is because you guys did the one-on-one like Japanese event that you covered. So that's the only reason we got to WrestleMania 41 being episode 41.
You're welcome.
Unplanned. But between that episode and this episode, WWE did do a lot of releases. Cora Jade is gone from NXT. She's back in GCW. Has been announced at least to be on their card now. Braun Strowman was released. They got rid of multiple women from NXT. It was crazy. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like you thought it'd be different, but no, here comes more roster cuts.
Hey, more things change, the more they stay the same sometimes,
Yeah.
It's a business. It is what it is.
And I mean, we may see
Strowman is also like is like an older man, has had surgeries at this point.
Yeah.
He can't move like he used to.
And it's not just WWE. AEW has also, between WrestleMania now, released The Righteous, and whether or not they go to TNA or WWE, I'd be excited to see where they go. I would actually kind of like to see them in NXT or something. Like, they would bring a very unique angle with their characters, but it might be too Wyatt family also. So
that's probably why I see them going to TNA to maybe link back up with Elijah and starting that group.
Yeah, I can see them going back to TNA. Yeah. I mean, that makes them WWE adjacent, so I guess that might be a better choice to, get familiar. They could be like Royal Rumble entrants. Mm-hmm. Like, if you need TNA guys to show up. But yeah, so hopefully everybody who has been released, or everybody who's been released recently, can find, their place that they're best suited for.
Some of them retirement.
Some of them probably moving on to do the new things. I think there was like whispers like Braun Strowman maybe looking for Hollywood roles now, and he could be like a good enforcer for like, action movies and stuff. Like, he'd be the villain's like big henchman.
Like I told you guys in the chat, that's why I see him going into Hollywood to get some of these little small, minor acting roles, which may turn into something bigger.
Jack Reacher's always going to need a big dude to beat up.
Yeah. Yep. And I mean, that's the thing. Like, WWE is the pipeline to Hollywood. Like, that's kind of what it's been for years.
Unfortunately.
They had movies with their wrestlers for years. Like, there are more than there should be Marine movies. Like, and it's like,
wait, how many Marine movies are there now?
There are like on 7, and I think The Miz was in the last one.
7?
Like, I'm gonna go to Google right now. Like, so the first one,
we're going straight kickboxer with these with all these Marine movies.
So the first one was number 6. So the first one had John Cena. The second one had Ted DiBiase and Boba Fett, apparently. Tamara Morrison. Did not know that. Mm-hmm. And then 4 of them starred The Miz. So
3 through 6 starred The Miz.
So that's wow. Yeah, more Marine movies than there should be.
The Marine 4 had Summer Rae. The Marine 5 had Maurice, Heath Slater, Curtis Axel, Bo Dallas, and Naomi.
Yeah.
The Marine 6 had Shawn Michaels and Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
That's how far these go back. Jesus.
And then you had like Seth Rollins, who was supposed to be in Captain America, and then his scenes got cut. So it's like, welcome to Hollywood, buddy. That's why he came back as a villain. He was pissed. Like, so I tried to be in a movie and they cut me out.
I heard that he was that I haven't seen the Captain America movie yet. I heard he was like in a mask somewhere.
Yeah, he was in like a masked role, I think, for a few parts, but I think he was supposed to have like actual scenes in the movie too. But they cut those. So yeah, I mean, WWE is the pipeline to Hollywood. These people have the name recognition that, hey, I want to roll in this. Can you guys try to, get me in? And yeah, Jack Reacher is always going to need a big dude to fight. Action movies are always going to need a big henchman to be like the mid boss before the final guy.
He could also just go into like voice acting like Samoa Joe did.
Yeah, he could also do that.
Or body acting like Samoa Joe did.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the thing like,
here and there.
I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Kevin Nash was Super Shredder. Like,
yep.
Like, yeah, Braun Strowman can
recent,
be
and
Super
like one of
Shredder.
the more recent live action TMNT movies, Sheamus was in one of those. I think it's either Rocksteady or Bebop.
He was one of the two. He was either
Rocksteady.
Yeah, which is a great casting choice, by the way.
Yep.
So yeah, so hopefully everybody gets to go where they need to go. I mean, there's a lot of good wrestlers from NXT that were released that I think would be good in Ring of Honor. Probably not in like top spots, but at least to get, more recognition and more time in the ring. But speaking of more time in the ring, this Dominic Penta match should have had the time that Gunther McAfee had. Gunther and McAfee went for about 15 minutes. Dom and Penta went for 10, give or take. And I'm like, no, give these guys 15 minutes. Like, it is crazy because this match was good for the time that they put into it. Like, they're like, you have 9 minutes, and they're like, all right, let's do it in all the screwy shit that came up at the end. So Dominic coming out as a new IC title, as a new IC champion. He's in his Psychosis gear, according to commentary. So he's representing Psychosis. There was a Mexicool reference on commentary, which kind of made me pop a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we have Penta coming out looking like one of the ninjas from fucking Mortal Kombat, like full blue color scheme.
I posted the image in the chat.
You did. The Sub-Zero versus Penta.
Sub-Zero. Sub-Penta.
This was a really good match for like the first 7 minutes. A lot of action, a lot of just very much lucha action. I mean, I think it was Dom's suicide dive into the DDT was crazy. That was a very, very fluid thing. Even the like slowed down version, I was like, God, he's good.
Like Dom is just starting to get so much better now. Like every match he's been in for the last year or so, he's just steadily improved.
And then he's starting
to feel that confidence now, and you can tell.
And like the crowd's kind of behind him again. Like they don't hate him. He's not like some chicken shit anymore. And I'm like, I think the energy of who to like and who to hate in this match is kind of confused at the moment. Like everybody's cheering Dom, but like it's Penta also.
Like, they took all of Dom's heat.
Yeah. We are getting some more teases also from Finn Balor to Dom. I really like the slow burn that's going on with that. Dom hits an Oblivion. Shout out to his in-story girlfriend right now. And then the screwiness starts to happen. Yeah, he did it was a really good Oblivion too. And then the screwiness starts to happen. We have Carlito show up, and then JD and Finn kind of go for Penta, but Finn hesitates, and it gets them caught by the ref. The ref ejects them, and as Penta dives over the referee to hit everybody outside the ring, which was great.
That was good.
And as he's going up onto the ropes, Chad Gable appears, completely misses a headbutt because Penta moves away. And then drops back out of the ring so Dom can get the pinfall on Penta. We're getting Chad Gable versus Penta. I kind of dig that feud.
And I really love, and also, side note, I really love the fact that Michael Cole is just flat out calling this.
He's like, it's Chad Gable. And
it's just Chad Gable. He's not even trying to put it
on
his
Wade
side, and I love it.
I want to iterate, this is El Grande Americano. It is not Chad Gable. We haven't had proof yet.
I just love how it's like Michael Cole's just like so deadpan about it, and Wade Barrett's like, no, it's not Chad Gable.
He's just, Michael Cole is just like, now he is pretty much done with all of this shit. He's just saying, no, that's Chad Gable.
Yeah. 9 minutes, great. Would have liked 15. Because goddamn, dude, this McAfee Gunther match just felt like a waste of time. And using Gunther this way is just like, what the fuck are we doing, man? Like,
in theory, I like this because I would have liked this because Gunther, just got done being a world heavyweight champion. Needs something else to do that the fans know of him. And
so Pat fighting McAfee commentators
has had well, Pat McAfee has had really good matches in the past.
Yeah,
with fucking.
And he did shit here. Like, Pat McAfee is great. He landed 2 different fucking flips, like, in the same sequence.
And also, I think the reasoning behind putting Gunther against Pat McAfee is just kind of not, build this heat back up. So he doesn't necessarily lose it entirely after what happened with Jey Uso. But I don't think it was necessary. Since Gunther's been on the main roster, he's lost a total of 3 matches, as far as I know. 1 against Cody at Crown Jewel, 1 against Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, and 1 against Jey Uso at WrestleMania. I don't think, him taking a loss actually matters. It's not going to kill his heat or anything. But I guess they felt the need to build him back up.
I present to you this. What do you do with him then? Because if you put him in a rematch in Backlash, which is traditionally what Backlash is, then if he loses again to Jey Uso, would that feel bad?
Yeah, because I just don't feel like
Jey doing though.
It would feel bad, but at the same time, it's like, I get Jey Uso's popular. I don't think he should have been the one to beat Gunther. Like, it's like the thing is like you're damned if
we live in right now.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like,
And that's how you book yourself into a corner, man. I mean, that's pretty much what happens. They were riding the big Jey Uso wave. He was hot. They decided to put the title on him. These are the kind of things you got to work around now. Like, him taking another loss, I don't think it's going to matter that much. But from what we saw on Monday Night Raw, he is getting another shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. Just who he faces after Saturday night's main event.
Yeah. And it's just like, such a good champion. And it's just like, what the fuck are we doing with this man now? But this match, the fact that it not only got more time than Dominic and Penta, and I mean, understandably, it had a clean finish. You're not going to have Pat McAfee win over Gunther, and you're not going to have Gunther need to cheat against Pat McAfee. But I'm like, after like minute 7, I'm like, this match has gone on too long. Like, that's just how I felt about it. I was like, this match has already gone on way too long for what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I really think they should have just kept this to like under 10 minutes or so, because you didn't really need to, drag this along too much, especially all the stuff with Michael Cole.
I do agree. I think if they did the Michael Cole stuff like way earlier in the match and then ended it after that, that would have been okay.
If he would have beat up Pat to the point Michael Cole gets involved and then he beats up Michael Cole before pinning Pat McAfee, I think that would have been a better finish. Because now it seems like Michael Cole is going to be the next feud for Gunther with all this, and I'm like, that just feels stupid. Like, but like, what are we doing? Like, who's going to stand up for the commentary team? Is Wade Barrett going to get back in the ring? Like, it's weird. It's like a weird path to have Gunther on right now. But yeah, once the Michael Cole stuff started and all that, I was like, man, this match has gone on way too long.
Yeah, they just got to figure out a way to book Gunther without a title. Because he's been champion for so long since he's been in WWE. I think they need to kind of work around that.
Like, it's a good time for Ludwig Kaiser to arrive into the picture.
Yeah. Where has he been anyway?
I don't know. I think he might be injured.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. He wasn't released, so they're doing something with him. But yeah, it went on a little too long. The Michael Cole stuff didn't really need to happen. Pat doing the 2 flips though to land on his feet did kind of get me though. It just shows like McAfee is athletic. I'm like, God damn it, he's good.
The man used
wrestles.
to play for the Indianapolis Colts. You don't just lose that. Even if you're the punter, you don't lose that.
And then he's
you are
had
regimented for the rest of your life.
And then he had a Mania match against AJ. Was that the one a few years back? Who did Pat McAfee had a WrestleMania match against?
I'd have to look that up. Hold on.
It was I
think it was AJ.
It wasn't AJ. It was one of the dudes from A-Town Down Under.
Right. It was against Austin Theory, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it against Austin? I think it was Austin Theory.
It was against Theory, yeah.
Yeah. So like he's had some matches and he's been good. But yeah, just against Gunther, it should have been like he gets McAfee into a corner, 1, 2, 3 chops, McAfee's down. Like just on his chest is caved in. Like it's not a 15-minute like, oh, McAfee's actually getting offense in. Like that's just kind of.
Also on top of that, there was only 5 matches on this pay-per-view, so granted they had to stretch some time out.
They had to stretch it. Just give that time to
I would have just stretched it out for.
Like,
I would have stretched it for Dominic and Penta instead of this match, though.
I think Dom and Penta. I think Dom and Penta would have cooked a lot more with that time.
Or
I do agree with that sentiment.
Or at least switch these matches. Like do McAfee Gunther as like the middle card, and then it's like, all right, we're building back to the main event. Here's Dom Penta. You know,
yeah.
Like this was probably the cool down because they're like, oh shit, 3 matches, everybody's hyped as shit. They're exhausted. Let's give them a slow match and then throw them into our main event that's going to rock this place. And it kind of did in a weird WWE way. Like this was the most WWE match that I think they've booked this year. Like we're going back. You're right though. We're going through all the classics. This is John Cena versus Randy Orton. And a wild R-Truth appears at some point in this match. So
these guys, Randy Orton and John Cena have had
really good
legendary matches. Like they've had some stinkers, but that's because they've had like 50 matches together. That's just what's going to happen.
Well, from what they said, it was like almost 100, but you can't.
Yeah, this was really good because it showed OVW stuff too.
Yes,
in like the thing, I was like,
the video package was really good.
Yeah,
and we're getting our usual Cena Randy stuff. We're getting the AAA spot into the RKO. We're getting, the Randy Orton like snap power slam that he does, but really slow considering John Cena's size for that one.
Yeah, well,
everybody else, he's like just snaps it, but Cena, he was like, like actual slowdown.
And John Cena really does love taking RKOs for some reason because he took like a half a dozen of them in this match.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a really good like actual wrestling match. How long did this go on for? Do you have the wiki up?
Like 27 minutes.
Yeah, and like the first 15 minutes felt really good. It was a very Cena Orton wrestling match. It had the pace. It had a slow pace, but I mean, that's just how these guys are. We had Randy almost pulling out a punt on Cena, which was cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
Also going back to this era of WWE, apparently Ricochet jumped Zach Gowen at AEW, which I didn't watch the show, but I saw the clips on Twitter.
Yes.
And I was like,
that happened.
I'm like, are we like firmly back in like 2007 wrestling? Like,
I hope not. That shit sucked.
It did, but I was really surprised to see that Zach Gowen is like.
There was some good parts of that era,
hey, look,
but
I'm in AEW
for the most
now.
part, yeah.
It's like, it's like one of those weird little cameos that you're like, oh, you're doing the Leonardo DiCaprio, like, hey, it's that guy.
It's those member berries that are kicking in.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then the WWE kicks in with a ref bump. Pretty standard ref bump in the corner. Starts to go a little bit off the rails. Everybody's getting stuff outside the ring. The ref gets back up. He's trying to get the match underway, and then they drive this ref's head into the steel steps. I'm like, this is the first time I've seen the same ref take 2 bumps in a match. Like this ref actually got back to his feet. Like, so that was like, oh, that's different. That's not WWE. What's going on here? They get a little bit more action. The new ref comes out, and then we get a third ref bump, and I'm like, this is WWE. This is WWE as hell. And then the Entourage comes out with Nick Aldis, which leads to my favorite part of this match, where Randy, frustrated because he was pinning Cena and nobody bothered to count the pin, RKO's everybody in this entourage, including Nick Aldis.
And my whole thing is, it's like they all came down to check on the second ref who got bumped.
Yeah, the first one's still laying out like the ring.
Just laying out the ring. Like, why don't you go check on him? He took 2 whole fucking bumps.
His head went into the steps. This guy was just hit.
Yeah, like
well, he was hit with the
might
belt.
Have a concussion outside. He's just laying on the ground. They're all checking on the second ref who got bumped. And I'm like, okay. And then on top of that, can you just brought a third one out with you?
Yeah,
while y'all were running out.
R-Truth makes an appearance in this match, and I'm like, holy shit, we are actually going to go through all of the Cena classics, aren't we?
Yep.
And I'm like, we're getting an R-Truth Randy Orton feud, or maybe an R-Truth John Cena feud in the year 2025. What is happening?
And wait till we get to the CM Punk portion of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So R-Truth comes out, eats an RKO. I just love seeing R-Truth. Glad he's here. Glad he's on the card. It always makes me smile. I love R-Truth. It'll be a sad day when this man retires. Like, it'll be a sad day when he finally retires.
The first black NWA champion.
Yeah.
And like 157 time 24 champion.
Yep.
24/7 champ.
And then the match ends after Cena low blows Randy Orton, hits him with the title, and gets the pin as the ref crawls back into the ring. The most WWE match to be booked in 2025 right now. But it was a classic feeling WWE match, which I think is the idea behind this title run.
Mm-hmm. I think it is intentional that they are trying to channel some of that like 2005-ish feeling, 2006, like that SmackDown 6 era where Cena like beat JBL for the championship and all of that. I think they're going for like kind of that feeling right now, which is fine.
I'm all for it though, but you know, I'm just not fully on board with this Cena as a heel thing, and I'm just gonna kind of admit this right now.
Yeah, it came too late.
This feels a little flat now. Like, I'm pretty sure there was an idea going forward with it, but now it just comes off like, you know, Cena comes on every week, you know, cries, plays victim, holds up the belt. This is the last real champion. I'm like, I'm just not feeling some of this. I think
the problem stems from the WrestleMania 41 match. It kind of lost that big feel when The Rock wasn't there. He should come out to his matches flanked by The Rock, looking like the two evil leaders of this fucking company.
And I think that's what that needed.
And it's just Cena. It's just Cena trying to be a bad guy after 20 some odd years of being a good guy. It came way too late in the run. Like,
I think Cena, the problem with Cena as a heel isn't necessarily that it's too late, at least in my opinion. I think it's just that Cena's doing the same thing he does as a babyface, just the other way around with it, where he's delving, in my opinion, too hard into like the meta commentary about being a heel. And even me complaining about that here is fuel for him to be like, oh, I'm not a babyface. I'm not a heel. I'm John Cena, or you know, whatever he's going to come out with.
I think it is the presentation. He's coming out to the same music. He looks the same. He's just trying to act evil, and it's like a cartoony kind of like acting evil. And I'm like,
and it's not coming together right.
Just you change his music. You have him come back out in like his trunks. Like, you don't have him come out in the jean shorts and everything. You have him come out looking like original John Cena. And, you know, change the presentation up a bit, because he's still coming out with his little towel. He has all his colors on. Like, it's like, bro, you're evil. You're supposed to be evil as this character right now. Like,
yeah.
But no, it's just my name on the screen, but I'm going to have the same music. Like, when Tommaso Ciampa turned heel, no music, nothing, just walked to the ring to the chorus of boos in NXT, and I'm like, fuck, he's so good at this. Like, this is like the genuinely most hated man in WWE right now. Like, it's like just that decision of just no music, just go out.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good, but like Cena's just John Cena in a black background, white font, same music. It's just like,
and if there was no music accompanied to that would be fine. He could just walk out to a chorus of bows. But yeah, him trying to present the same babyface character as a heel just seems kind of hokey to me.
Yeah. But I mean, he went through Randy Orton, so I guess we're on the next stop of the John Cena retirement tour.
Before we get there, however, the post-show conference.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. So.
I watched what was important. John Cena comes out or says, "You know what? I am the last real champion. I am gonna sit here. I'm gonna answer any questions you guys have." And the second someone tries to ask a question, R-Truth runs in and is like, "Hey man, what's going on? Hey man, are you okay? I'm a big fan of yours." And gets attitude adjusted through the table to end.
And I mean, if the next feud is John Cena R-Truth, I mean, I'm in. Like, it's let Cena run through like his era of roster.
Play Cena's greatest hit.
It's just the greatest hit.
Left still here.
If they could revive the connective tissue in the Great Khali's legs, I would be all for that too.
Called stem cell research, maybe. That might help.
It's just like, didn't he feud with Umaga too? Like for a long time.
Yeah, well,
like I would love to see Solo and them get involved at some point too. Down the line. But I mean, like, I wasn't be like, let's resurrect Umaga and throw him back at him like the zombie Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat. It's like
we're not doing any Raccoon City shit, okay, Sharky?
It's like, if wrestling was actually what the universe of wrestling was, the Undertaker's like, I'm gonna resurrect Umaga to fight you. Like, it just comes out looking like the zombie Liu Kang.
I mean, technically, his class would be a necromancer, so I mean, it makes sense.
If Jacob Fatu could come out in Umaga gear, that would hit.
Yeah, but I mean, Cena Randy, Cena R-Truth, Cena Punk. I think that's probably like the big three they go through. Because I can't think of anybody else still currently wrestling from that era on the main card. Because all the other people are in either AEW or have retired. So
and then because Edge is over there in AEW, Adam Copeland. So that's a no-go. I think we go through that. Eventually we loop it back around to him and Cody again. Maybe at SummerSlam. There's Money in the Bank coming up, and I would have no idea at this point
if
who would win Money in the Bank this year if it was possible.
Money in the Bank. It's like who is number 6? And I see that being Cody's return.
It's probably Cody,
because Cody I don't think has been on TV since he lost, right?
Yeah, he hasn't. He's been off TV since WrestleMania.
So I think like if they want to do that, it's like, hey, who's the 6th man? It's Cody Rhodes. It's like,
I would like that. If just like they had like a mystery person or someone gets beat up. Someone. It always feels bad when they do the like someone got jumped before the match starts. But if they were gonna do that and reintroduce Cody Rhodes, I would be okay with it.
Cody Rhodes probably leaning more like old Bullet Club Cody, like not overly superhero, but more like I am going to just win things. And I'm gonna take out people on the way.
I want Cody to come after Cena the way he did with Brody Lee with the TNT Championship when he had the rematch and that dog collar match. Just completely dye his hair black for that.
Yeah.
Let's go back to black hair Cody.
Yeah.
It's like we're probably going to go through all we're going to definitely go through the greatest hits, and then I think it's probably going to be Cena, or I think it's going to be Punk getting the title off of Cena, and they'll probably just
see that.
run Punk as champion for a few months, probably get their money out of that and then put it on to somebody else.
That would be probably the thing I would see happening is Punk winning the title at some point from Cena again.
Because if you get Punk winning, you get him and Seth's faction probably going into Mania, so
yeah,
it'd be pretty cool to see there. Or maybe even, Rollins' crew being like the final challengers. Who knows? They are building up Rollins again, so I'd love to see him back as like a champion. because he hasn't held gold in fucking how long? Like
He
been a hot minute, yeah.
since it's been like a couple of years because he hasn't held the title since he was the inaugural world heavyweight champion at Crown Jewel. So it's been a couple years. It's been about a year and a half.
Yeah, so we can get we can get some gold back on Seth if we need to. I don't even know who's on. I know I think the draft's about to start, so I don't even know who's on what rosters anymore. But
well, and that's why I see a lot of the movement from NXT to the main roster going. You know, especially in the women's division, because with that draft, they would need to call a bunch of women up to kind of pad out that division, or at least the United States and Intercontinental title division.
Fuck it, just throw Cena against Femi and just put the title on Femi. I'd be down for it, man. The dude's fucking jacked. The dude's great. It's like, just like, hey, look, there's this new blood guy on the roster. Cena's just laid out, and it's like, oh, he's champion now. It's like, oh shit. And that just kind of puts everybody on notice.
Yeah. So So I'm interested to see what the draft's going to bring, though.
Yeah. A lot of people in NXT have probably been there long enough to be replaced on NXT with a new batch. They can come up to the roster now. A lot of the women in NXT do need to get showcased more. We saw in the Women's Royal Rumble, they have a lot of stars. They just aren't getting a lot of focus right now.
Yeah.
And then you have the TNA guys that might be coming over when contracts end. So it's a lot going on. A lot in this moving landscape of wrestling.
Joe Hendry is in a contract year, so expect him to not be in TNA too much longer.
Willow Nightingale is also in her contract year. So I'm wondering if she's going to stay or if she might move over also. I can kind of see her probably staying on other promotions. Like she may go to Japan or she may go to Mexico. She's been wrestling a lot of those promotions lately. And I just don't know if I don't know where she would fit in WWE.
She could just go to Japan and be fine.
I would love to see her wherever she goes. Like Willow Nightingale's great.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, contract years coming up. People getting released. Crazy.
And then there's also one more thing. There's also the AAA thing too that intrigues me the most. How much of that roster's coming over also as well.
Apparently, Del Rio has signed a contract. No, he's apparently in a contract with WWE now after being signed, because I think when they bought AAA, they signed people to WWE contracts underneath the AAA like banner. But they're keeping Del Rio from the looks of it. So if he's gonna be just in AAA, they're gonna be like, no, you're not even a Royal Rumble fucking competitor. Do you understand me? You're staying down here in AAA.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna have to stay in AAA. You know, because it would be kind of awkward, you know, trying to bring him up on WWE television, knowing that he's had.
They also have Marty Scurll, and I'm like, that man is never going to be on fucking WWE TV. Like,
take him out. I forgot he was all there. Of the promo packages. Take him out of all. Well, because Marty Scurll only made a video and said, "Hey, I'm in AAA now," and I don't think they've really done anything with him.
It's crazy because like Velveteen Dream is like trying on social media to get WWE's attention and like to get back in the company, and I'm like, how the fuck is the only person who hasn't tried to pop back up in the public eye after all this shit is Jimmy Havoc? Like that man disappeared. Like that man has not
into the void.
That man has not wrestled another promotion. That man has straight up like disappeared from the public eye. And I'm like, good on him. Stay the fuck away. Why is every other dirtbag trying to come back into the public light? Like, it's just
don't think just because we have a new president, you can just do that shit, guys.
Yeah. It sucks, man, because like it is going to be one of those things. It's like Velveteen Dream is going to be one of the greatest what ifs. He had everything and he put on great fucking matches with everybody, and then he just turned out to be a scumbag.
Oh man, like Velveteen Dream was pretty much the total package in NXT. You know, he had the charisma, he had the great man, he had the the wrestling ability, he had all of that shit. And it's just that one little thing just took it all away. You know, he could have been something great. He would have been on the main roster by now had that shit not gone down.
It's just not hard to it's not hard to not be a scumbag. Like, it's just don't be a piece of shit. Like,
You sure about that? Because a lot of people are failing at this.
yeah.
If somebody DMs you and you know they're underage, don't DM them back. Like, what the? How hard is that to grasp?
Listen, if somebody is not who is not your friend is trying to DM you, just delete that shit. Period. Okay, I don't want people I don't have any interactions with, or I don't know in general, popping in my DMs. Like, only my friends who I have met and seen in person. That includes you two guys.
It's so crazy though, because it's like Velveteen Dream had great matches with everybody. He was great against Alistair. He had the great feud with Ricochet. Marty Scurll had great fucking feuds and was a great wrestler, and then he turned out to be a piece of shit. And like Del Rio was getting all his spotlight as like, the League of Nations and all that. And it's just like, oh, you're a piece of shit too. And it's just like, stop being pieces of shit. Like, it's not that
Stop
hard.
Ruining your career.
This shit should have ended in the 90s. But like, it's still fucking happening with these wrestlers. It's just like, I know the 80s and 90s were like the wild fucking west for some wrestlers, but like, we as a society should have moved past that. Like, but no, it's like, I don't
focus on your craft and your talent, and damn everything else,
Bro,
don't do anything that will destroy. Yeah, huh?
You are literally getting paid millions of dollars to just go out there and put on fake fighting matches. How hard could that fucking be? It's like, it's a lot of work, sure, but like, why jeopardize that shit by doing dumb shit? Like, that is a dream job of, if you're in that physical condition, pretty easy. Like, if you are trained and you have had experience with it, it's like, oh, this is just what I do. But it's like, oh, I can't. All this money and it's this thing, and it's like, fuck. It's like, I lost it all.
And there's just so many, there's so many local wrestling promotions all across the United States. We have a couple here in Virginia. I'm pretty sure Deca has a couple of local wrestling promotions over where he lives at.
Funaki literally runs a fed where I live.
You also have a Izzy in that area, right?
Yeah. Izzy, yes.
Izzy wrestles in Texas-based promotions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Moreno, the Bailey superfan.
We have we have BCW here. We get some stars every now and then. We had Virgil a while back, right? Before he died.
Shout out to Mad Max and Benjamin Banks.
Yeah. We also had Jay White in like recent months too, I think, show up.
Mm-hmm. So I remember one of the VCWs I went to a while
back. Not Jay White,
Matt
Jay
Cardona came. Yeah, Jay Lethal. Matt Cardona actually came through here, a VCW event a year or so ago. That was a fun experience as well. But the point being is, you got a lot of these wrestlers on all these promotions. I guarantee you, their big dream is to land in one of the big promotions. Okay, you can't screw that. You can't do something like that to just screw your whole.
The moment you fuck up, there is somebody ready to take your fucking spot. And it's like
thousands of wrestlers are willing to take your spot. And on top of that, you get blacklisted. You can't get booked anywhere.
Yeah, you're not going to get booked anywhere. So I'm like, Jimmy Havoc has like completely disappeared. Like, the man has ceased to exist in the public eye. Like,
I'm going to fight that you can't get work anywhere. Clearly, Marty Scurll is apparently working for AAA.
Well, the company's run by fucking Conan, who's also a piece of shit.
It's fair.
That's true.
Well, it's not even run by Conan. He's like involved there. I think he's like creatively. He's like head booker, and like he's a piece of shit
for now.
Yeah,
because I don't know what WWE is going to do with AAA. Other than the fact that they just purchased it, I don't know what's going to happen.
This is why, and it's like, you do dumb shit, and people are going to notice you doing dumb shit. Why do you Tessa Blanchard has not appeared in any like major U.S. promotion besides TNA, and I think she's left
in TNA.
But I think they had left.
She just keeps getting booed, is what it is.
Yeah, and she deservedly.
Or the Tessa, we're coming for you.
Yeah,
I don't think TNA cares, about their reputation as much anymore, because they're working with WWE now, so they feel
fuck we got that WWE money.
We got that WWE money, so they're just kind of feeling that shit, and none of this matters to them at the moment. But it is what it is.
I mean,
TNA's not even on TV. You gotta purchase a subscription to watch it.
I love the thing. It's like WWE has purchased AAA, and it's just the NXT Mexico like logo, and I'm like, yeah. They brought that to be a feeder system to them. Like
they sure did.
We are getting back to territories, but it's like on a global scale now. It's not the United States. It's like we are getting like global territories.
I'm with
and all of them are working together somewhat. There's like two different lines of territories that are working together.
Yeah.
WWE each side, and AEW line.
Each side has America, Mexico, and Japan.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
So I think
like, fuck it. Europe can do whatever it wants.
I think they have England too, because I think WWE has evolved now, and AEW works with RevPro. Like,
yeah.
So now we're just dividing the countries between the two wrestling promotions.
Which one of them is going to claim WXW if it still exists?
It better not.
Meanwhile, the NWA is just like, we're fine. Billy Corgan's just like,
all right, guys, we'll sit here.
That's cool.
Yeah. Billy Corgan's watching fucking Nick Aldis, his former champion, get RKO'd on fucking pay-per-view. But I mean, yeah, 5 cards, 4.5 or 5 matches, 4.5, basically. Not a lot to really talk about on this pay-per-view. If you do want to watch this, I would recommend the women's match in the Fatal 4-Way as the matches to watch. They were just very good in their own ways, and I see a future of Lyra like leading this women's division. She's very good.
Lyra is with not just the future of the women's division, is just the future of the company.
Yes. And it's right that they put a title on her and just like shot her to the fucking moon.
Yeah, I can see her taking a prominent spot in the women's division in about a year or two. Quite frankly, she could probably be world heavyweight champion right now. You know, Io needs some challengers. Maybe they're just building her up to that.
And I mean, they fed Charlotte to Tiffy. So it's like, yes, we're getting that new guard. We're getting that new guard here. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it all goes.
Yeah, we've had a decade of the 4 horsewomen, and I think now this, the new guard is starting to take place. And I think that's a good thing. You know, that's the whole point of pro wrestling is progress and to move forward with new talent, new women and men that the crowd wants to pay to see. You know, I hope Braun Breaker.
I think WWE took progress too.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they took Progress Wrestling too. So
Jesus Christ.
They're working with they're not working with they are working, I think, with Noah and DDT. I think Noah. Those two are Noah and I think DDT are the same company overall.
No, Pro Wrestling Noah is different. DDT is its own separate entity.
Stardom. Well, yeah, Stardom is part of New Japan.
Is Marigold.
Yeah. Because Stardom is part of New Japan technically, I think.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it's like I just want it to do, like, at some point in my life, just do it. Just do the big everybody's here of wrestling. Like do like the 2 days, like 16 match, like every company versus every company shit in my lifetime, just once. Let it be a one-time thing.
Don't turn it into a Comic-Con or anything like that. Yeah. Just, these guys end up being tired. But just, yeah, I'd like that.
Just once, just the everybody's here of Smash Brothers. It's like
we have to get another indie darling to almost die is what's going on.
Where's Jack Evans? What's he's doing right now?
Come on, bro.
No, Sharky. I said indie darling. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, so it's good, and everything's going to be interesting. Like, I think the Royal Rumble with all these new companies that WWE has, I think we might see some luchadors, this year.
Mm-hmm.
Or at the next Royal Rumble, we'll see some people from New Japan, we'll see some people from Japan, we'll see some people from TNA. Like, the Royal Rumblers are going to feel like a big old collection of, just dudes now. It's not just WWE anymore. It's like, holy shit, he's here. It's going to be the same pop as like Joe Hendry's music hits at Mania. And it's like, holy shit, they actually fucking did it. It's like, Joe Hendry's here, baby.
We're definitely getting Vikingo at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
We're probably, the Vikingo and, Ray Phoenix and Penta, like any of those matches is going to go crazy.
If I had to guess, I guarantee
AEW already.
Yeah.
Right. But I guarantee they're probably going to put the title on Vikingo at some point, to kind of work around this whole Del Rio situation.
Yeah.
That would help.
Del Rio, it's like, hey guys, we've been bought out by WWE, and Del Rio's like, oh shit, I get to go back to WWE, and it's like, no, you misheard me. We've been bought out by WWE. It's like,
you get to take your ass home.
Yeah,
we need that belt from me real quick.
I'm just gonna take that from you. Like,
yeah,
I'd be happy if just Del Rio never got work again. Honestly,
same.
Him and Marty Scurll, they could just leave. Like, it's Velveteen Dream. You can yell at the Void. I don't want you back either. Like, old man yells at clouds.
Just because you've made good with what you've done doesn't mean the rest of the world has to accept it.
It's not
a life lesson, people.
It's the thing is, like, it's not even Velveteen saying he's made good with it. It's him saying, like, I didn't deserve to be fired, and I was found not guilty. Like,
nah.
Dude. And I'm like, nah, man, you're going about this.
Once you have allegations, that's it. Once you have allegations, that's it.
It's like, I was found innocent, and it's like he's like, I was found innocent. It's like, bro, you were still in that situation. That is not a situation you accidentally fall into. Like,
yeah, you don't just accidentally go into someone's DMs. That's not how that works.
My brother in Christ, you typed the keyboard. It's like
these wrestlers need media training, is what they need.
This is why WWE controls the fucking Twitters for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Case in point, Javon Evans and all that short feud he had with Ricochet on Twitter that got deleted.
Yeah, that's just like two guys yelling at clouds, though.
And WWE's like, hey, take that down now.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
So with all of that being said, what is our next show, guys? I think it's an AEW show, right?
I think it's Double or Nothing on the 25th.
Yeah, that's this. Yeah, it's like we are on Wednesday, so yeah, next weekend. Not this weekend, but the next weekend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's that time of year where it's all just going to keep fucking coming. It's just going to keep coming back. More and more wrestling all the time.
We keep saying, that. I think we're just going to be weekly by before you know it.
If they keep adding fucking events, yeah, we'll end up being a weekly
especially
thing.
WWE keeps trying to book pay-per-views right around the same time as AEW pay-per-views, and that's going to create a lot of work.
So
that's intentional, fellas.
That's intentional.
Marketing works.
Yeah.
So Double or Nothing is next, and then I don't think anything's been announced for June.
For AEW, I don't.
June 7th is Money in the Bank and AAA when Worlds Collide. I think
Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is the June event. Okay. And then I don't think we have anything in June because an All In is in July. So
I don't care what they book around.
Oh god, dude, I'm
still watching All In July.
We're doing All In, and then we got 2 weekends, and then we got SummerSlam day 1 because it's the first of the fucking 2-day ones, I think.
So, they're also doing Saturday night. Not Saturday night. They're doing Saturday night's main event, but they're also doing Night of Champions in Riyadh, so we don't have to.
We're not watching that one. So yes, we'll have All In. We will have All In, and then 3 Saturdays later would be SummerSlam, and then 3 Sundays after day 2 will be Forbidden Door. So we are on a track here to have stuff every few weeks now.
More episodes for you guys.
More episodes, more wrestling.
More wrestling.
I don't have the time for this shit. It's like me trying to like keep a stream schedule and 2 different D&D campaigns. I don't have time anymore.
Hey, Ghost, if you want to sponsor us, we'll do it. Give me a little bit of income or something.
Here comes pro wrestling to nuke your streaming schedules.
Yeah, no kidding.
Eventually, we're just gonna be like, "Fuck it, we'll do this live," and I'll just put on a live stream.
Not the flesh tuber.
Yeah, the flesh tubing. That's still a gross term, but yeah. So yes, we will see you guys for Double or Nothing in a few weeks, and then we'll have SummerSlam, whatever comes up between that and Forbidden Door, if anything. We have Money in the Bank. So at least 4 episodes that we know of. And then whatever they decide to drop on us. But with that, I got nothing else to say. I think Money in the Bank is kind of one of their big. It's another B show, right? That's not one of their 4 big ones, is it?
Not one of their big ones, but they are going to treat it like it's a big one.
Money in the Bank is entertaining. Like, I think it has a purpose and it has like story implications to the matches. So I'm excited to see that one. Backlash is just one of those like epilogue pay-per-views. It feels like. And then 2 days of SummerSlam. Yeah.
Yeah. I told y'all WWE is getting into a really nasty pattern of making the big 4 2 nights every day, 2 nights every weekend. The big 4 Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, WrestleMania. I hope they don't do that though.
That's like what, 2.5 months? Like, who the fuck are they going to build up Cena's feud to in 2.5 months?
I know.
So it's gonna be interesting to see, because that is like a big payoff pay-per-view for WWE. But I got nothing left, guys. So can get out of here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, we have Spotify, Pandora, any of your other podcast services. If you're listening on Spotify or any of those podcast services, we have the Discord feed here on YouTube. In the description of both YouTube and the audio, you'll find links to all of our sites and everything. We don't have a... We still have a Twitter account we don't use. I don't think we made a Blue Sky account yet. But you'll have all our individual stuff too. Me to all of my gaming stuff. You'll have Deca to his stuff. And yeah, all of our other shows. We do D&D on Dummies and D20s for a campaign, and that's kind of been on hiatus. But we also have all of our old Without Podcast episodes here too, for all of our nerdy talk with the Without Context podcast. And yeah, I guess that's it. So I'm Sharky, I'm Dallas, I'm joined with Deca, Jeremy, and X, and we'll see you guys on the next show. So take care, everybody.
Later.
Bye-bye, everybody.